Imagine a woman, charming, elegant, and always dressed to the nines. You'd never guess she was one of the world's most notorious jewel thieves. This is the tale of Doris Payne, a name that would make any jeweler shudder. Born in the early 1930s in the humble coal mining town of Slab Fork, West Virginia, young Doris was no stranger to hardship. But life had a different plan for her, a life far removed from the coal dust and grime of her hometown. As a child, she was quick to notice the stark contrasts in society, the haves and the have-nots, the glittering world of the wealthy, and the grim reality of her own. But it was a chance encounter with a beautiful diamond that sparked her fascination for jewels. Little did she know that this allure would shape her life in ways she could never have imagined. Doris was not just another thief. She was a master of deception, a connoisseur of disguise. She could transform into any character she wanted, a wealthy heiress, a high society dame, all with the help of her impeccable charm and a wardrobe that could rival any Hollywood starlet. This was her secret weapon, her cloak of invisibility that allowed her to blend into the world of the rich and famous. Her modus operandi was simple. She would walk into a high-end jewelry store, charm the staff with her charisma, and walk out with a priceless gem, all without anyone suspecting a thing. She was not just stealing jewels, she was stealing trust, exploiting the prejudices of the time, and proving that appearances can indeed be deceptive. But how did a girl from humble beginnings turn into a world-class thief? Let's delve into the life of Doris Payne. Born in 1930 in a small West Virginia town, Doris Payne had a tough childhood. The youngest of her siblings, she was born into an era marked by economic hardship and racial segregation, a time when opportunities for African Americans were severely limited. Doris grew up in a household where the specter of poverty was a constant companion, her father a coal miner, and her mother a seamstress. Her childhood was not an easy one. The harsh realities of racial discrimination and economic disparity were stark. Doris was well aware of the distinct line between the haves and the have-nots. She was also aware that her skin color placed her firmly in the latter category, a circumstance that she was determined to change. As a young girl, she quickly recognized the power of charm and the art of persuasion. She learned that a smile could disarm, that a soft voice could manipulate, and that appearances could indeed be deceiving. It was these early life lessons that would pave the way for her future endeavors. Doris's entry into the world of crime was not sudden but the result of a gradual progression. Her first theft was a mere trinket, a watch, from a neighborhood store. She was barely a teenager then, but the thrill of the act, the adrenaline rush, and the fact that she could possess something of value without having to pay for it, was intoxicating. Her reasoning was simple. Why should she be deprived of the finer things in life because of circumstances she did not choose? It was this first theft that set her on a path from which there was no turning back. Doris Payne, the charming and sophisticated girl from a small West Virginia town, was slowly transforming into Doris Payne, the infamous jewel thief. This was a persona she embraced, a role she played to perfection, but remember, this was just the beginning of a long and notorious career in theft. For Doris Payne, stealing was more than just a crime. It was an art. A symphony of charm, elegance, and cunning that allowed her to deceive jewelers into willingly handing over their precious wares. She was no brute force burglar, smashing and grabbing in the dead of night. No, she was a daytime thief, a connoisseur of the craft. Doris would saunter into luxury stores, draped in the cloak of affluence, her demeanor as sparkling as the jewels she sought. To understand the artistry of her thefts, let's look at how she operated. Doris would engage the store clerks, weaving tales of wealth and status that put them at ease. Her stories were as varied as they were enchanting: an international socialite, a well-heeled collector, a generous aunt looking for the perfect gift. She would then request to see multiple pieces of jewelry, creating a whirlwind of glittering distractions. As the clerk became overwhelmed, Doris would seize the moment, pocketing a piece while their attention was diverted. By the time the missing jewel was noticed, Doris would be long gone, leaving behind nothing but a sense of bewilderment. Among her most audacious thefts was a 58-carat diamond in Monte Carlo, a $10,000 ring in San Diego, and a $32,000 ring in Greece. Each time she slipped away unnoticed, the jewelers none the wiser until it was too late. But it wasn't just the jewels Doris stole. It was the sense of security, the belief that a well-dressed, charming woman couldn't possibly be a thief. She played on assumptions, on stereotypes, and on the human tendency to see what we want to see. Her audacious thefts were making headlines, but they were also catching the attention of law enforcement. Doris Payne, the elegant thief, was becoming a name to be reckoned with. Yet even as the net began to close around her, she remained unflappable, a testament to her belief in the art of stealing. As the saying goes, you can run, but you can't hide forever. And so it was with Doris Payne. Her glamorous life of crime, spanning over 6 decades, couldn't go unnoticed forever. The law was destined to catch up with her, and it did, time and time again. Her first significant encounter with the law was in the early 60s. She was arrested in Monaco after a jeweler identified her from a previous theft. Although she was apprehended, she managed to escape custody, setting the tone for a cat-and-mouse game with law enforcement that would span her entire career. Throughout the years, Payne was arrested multiple times, but her cunning and charm often helped her evade severe punishment. In some instances, she even managed to escape custody, only to continue her life of crime elsewhere. It was almost as if she thrived on the thrill of the chase, the adrenaline rush of evading capture. Payne's most notable arrest occurred when she was 86 years old. Yes, you heard it right, 86. Even at this age, her love for theft hadn't waned. Police apprehended her for stealing a diamond ring worth over $2,000. This event made headlines, reinforcing her reputation as one of the most infamous jewel thieves of our time. Her trials were as captivating as her thefts. With each court appearance, she seemed to relish the attention, often regaling the court with tales of her exploits. She was unapologetic, even defiant, showing little remorse for her actions. But despite her numerous encounters with the law, Payne never seemed to lose her love for theft. It was as if the prospect of capture, the thrill of the chase, only fueled her desire to steal. It was this relentless pursuit of her passion, albeit a criminal one, that made her a figure of intrigue and fascination. Despite being caught several times, Doris Payne's love for theft never waned. Her story is a testament to the adage that crime doesn't pay, but it also speaks to the enduring allure of a life lived on one's own terms, even if those terms are at odds with the law. Doris Payne's story is not just about theft, it's a tale of resilience, audacity, and charm. As we reflect on the life and times of this infamous personality, we see a narrative that is as sparkling as the jewels she so skillfully pilfered. Born in the humble beginnings of Slab Fork, West Virginia, Doris Payne rose to international notoriety, her name synonymous with high-stakes jewel theft. A black woman operating in an era marked by racial and gender inequality, she defied societal norms and expectations. Her audacious exploits spanned over 6 decades across 2 continents and involved the theft of countless priceless jewels. While we cannot overlook the criminal nature of her activities, there is an undeniable fascination with her story. Doris Payne's life was not just about the crimes she committed, it was about the audacity and charm with which she committed them. She was not just a thief, she was a character, a persona, a figure who, for better or worse, captivated the public's attention. Her influence on popular culture is undeniable. Doris Payne's life inspired a 2013 documentary, The Life and Crimes of Doris Payne. And there have been talks of a Hollywood biopic, with Halle Berry rumored to play the lead role. Her story has been featured in numerous articles, podcasts, and television programs. She has become a fascinating figure in the realm of true crime, a testament to her enduring appeal. But what is the legacy of Doris Payne? The answer to this question is as multifaceted as the woman herself. On one hand, she was a criminal, a thief who stole millions of dollars worth of jewels. But on the other, she was a symbol of defiance, a woman who refused to be confined by the societal constraints of her time. Her legacy is one of audacity, resilience, and charm, a testament to her unique approach to life. Doris Payne, the charming jewel thief, leaves behind a legacy that is as intriguing as it is controversial.